So as negotiations for the already completely eviscerated Build Back Better Act continue, there are discussions on what to do about the SALT deduction cap. So SALT deductions, state and local tax deductions, these are tax deductions that primarily benefit the wealthy, as analyses have shown, in blue states specifically, such as California and New York. And as part of the House passed Build Back Better last month, it included like lifting the cap, the $10,000 cap on these tax deductions. But now, as it's continuing to go through the reconciliation phase, they're trying to work out a compromise on that. But state legislatures in the blue states that have benefits, including like again California, New York, they've already passed some workarounds regarding these tax deductions, and some of the law firms that they benefit, this including Simpson, Bartlett, and Thatcher, has given heavily to President Biden in the last election. As you can see here, a lot of their attorneys donated to him. So this means it's very likely that he will end up supporting SALT deduction cap removals. And one of the reasons this is so infuriating is because President Trump, when he was in office, one of his biggest legislative accomplishments, probably his biggest legislative accomplishment, was the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which was a massive giveaway to the rich and to corporate America, and 83% of the benefits went to the wealthy. And so it shows that when you get a Republican in office, they're going to do tax cuts for the rich. When you get a Democrat in office, they're going to do tax cuts for the rich. Hey, at least Biden didn't lie to us when he said nothing would fundamentally change. But, besides the obvious corruption, the legal, like Biden taking legalized bribes from the law firms that it's going to benefit, and then him probably turning around and supporting this. I mean, we don't know for sure, to be fair, but all likelihood is that he will, especially with a lot of congressional Democrats supporting this. But with that, as well as the overall gutting and evisceration of the Build Back Better Act, like all the great portions of it have been stripped out. This one gets to a broader point. And this is mentioned in the Business Insider article that I just showed some screenshots of that explains all this. Republicans put the cap, the $10,000 cap, in place as a way to help finance their 2017 tax law, and the measure hit wealthier taxpayers in high tax states particularly hard. This is one part of the article I don't really like because, again, it glosses over the fact that 83% of the benefits went to the wealthy, but moving on. Just the kind of highly educated and high-earning urban and suburban demographic that often votes Democratic. See, this is an important point right here because it underscores one of the biggest problems with the Democrats right now. I mean, there are a million problems, but this is one that really just goes to show how wrong they are with their campaign strategy. Because they focus so hard on turning out suburban moderates, like, the people that are benefiting from the SALT deduction cap. Generally wealthier people. But the problem is, as pointed out in this brilliant op-ed that I mentioned in last week's video, and I said I wanted to respond to it, so here it is. This is not a sustainable coalition because in down-ballot races, like they might vote for the Democrat at the top of the ticket, like Biden versus Trump, but in down-ballot races, as we saw in the recent Virginia gubernatorial election, they're going to not remain loyal to the Democrats. They're just going to go right straight back to the Republicans. So when you're not giving them like something to vote for, then it's not going to encourage them to stay with you long term. And the biggest problem with that is, a lot of young progressives are turned off by the Democratic Party, and for good reason. And so what this author of this op-ed suggests, again, fantastic op-ed, is kind of a boycott of donating to Democrats. And, I like this idea in theory. Problem is, you got to do a boycott right to make it work, because, if just a fraction of people say, I'm not going to donate to Democrats anymore, I'm not going to donate to them, I'm going to put my money towards stuff like mutual aid or strike funds or local candidates that could actually enact more direct change. And that's something we should all be putting our money towards, but there needs to be some high-profile people on the left and organizations on the left that are calling for this. And, with a lot of, as the article mentions, a lot of progressives, probably won't call for this, especially because they're in the Democratic Party, and a lot of the organizations as well, like the nominally left organizations, like, for instance, Sunrise Movement or DSA, they, this isn't really to say anything like whether or not I support or oppose them. I'm not going to, make that statement right here, right now. But I will say that they're never going to call for, a boycott of donating to Democrats because they endorse a lot of Democrats. And so organizations like this need to be at the forefront of calling for a boycott of donating to Democrats if they're going to continue to pull crap like this and doing the same things that are just as bad as what the Republicans do. So in other words, I suppose that if we were to do a boycott of donating to Democrats, I mean, first of all, like, I am not going to encourage you to donate to Democrats. Personally, I would feel that money is better invested in, as the article says, like strike funds, mutual aids, and local candidates. But there needs to be a way at like getting those people, getting like high profile people on the left to send those messages, and unfortunately I don't see that happening. And unfortunately Democrats are just going to continue to pull crap like this. Nothing will fundamentally change. The most honest thing Joe Biden ever said. Well, I know that was kind of depressing, but it's politics. What do you expect? I live for this crap, even though I hate it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, check out more Kawa's Mind right here, or check out my latest video right over here, and I'll see everybody on Friday. Maybe I'll see you Friday because I have finals this week, so I might not be posting this Friday. So if you don't see a new video on Friday, that's why. But otherwise, I'll see you next Tuesday or Friday. We'll see. Peace out.